Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Posted Up with Chris Haynes podcast here on Yahoo Sports. I have the pleasure of bringing you one of the top guards in the league, All-Star, All-NBA guard, Washington Wizards star, Bradley Beal. We've had him on before, and every time he comes on, man, he's one of those ones where he's going to keep it real. You know,
Yes.
B is that dude, man, and I love the brother, man. Last time I seen you, Brad, it was at Dame's wedding. Dame's wedding in
You-
Santa Barbara, man. And what you been up to, B? I'm gonna get to what you've been up to on the court, but tell me just life, man. What's been going on, man?
See, it's always good seeing you.
Likewise.
All is well, man. Steadily, steadily increasing these years on your body, man. This is year 10 for me. Nothing's been up, man. Just constantly pushing, getting better every year. The summer was great. Short-lived. USA was a little crazy.
Yeah.
But came through it all. Had some adversity in the summer. Started the year pretty good. Now here we are. So
Yeah,
no
I
complaints.
seen you. I seen you a little bit over the summer. You were there. You were here and there for a minute, man. We won't
Yeah.
we won't get into that, but yeah, it was good catching up for you the little time we did have, man. But you got a couple other things on your plate right now, B. Look, I'm just gonna let you just put it out yourself. You're re-signing. And I think people, when they initially hear this, like, what's going on? You know, they thinking other things right now. Brad, but tell us what's going on. What's new with you, man? What's this new potential deal you got going on here?
Oh man, I'm re-signing with Jumpman. So
That's what's up.
that is a huge deal for me. A huge deal for them to get it done as well. And it's a great partnership. I'm just super happy to be back with the brand. You know how Mike is and how he don't just let anybody in that club. You know, and so I definitely take it with a lot of respect, and also with a lot of intention, to continue to produce on the floor, because you're representing the mega brand, you represent the guy, so I'm definitely just honored to be able to have that pleasure, but I'm definitely thrilled and excited to continue to work with the brand and for some exciting stuff we got cooking.
Hey, B, a lot of people, obviously, me being a reporter, I cover a lot of free agency news and things like that. And there's a whole bunch of like steps and hurdles and
Mm.
just narratives that go with the free agency at NBA basketball. But what is it like on the shoe side?
It's almost similar. It's almost like you said, you're a free agent. It's almost like going through college, picking out, what's best for you, who's best, and, who's going to like really brand you, like who buys into you. Obviously, these are $billion companies. Their brands are they're gonna withstand probably with or without you. So you have to ultimately see, okay, who is a really good partner, who can really elevate you and what you believe in. And Jumpman did that for me. Like, I'm big with my AU program. And so now my whole AU program will be Jumpman, and that's big for us in the EYBL. It's big to be able to grow the Jumpman group in EYBL, because it's only like me, CP, Mello, and I think that may be it. I think Blake may have a team too. So we're trying to expand the Jumpman brand within Nike as well. And so for me, that was just a no-brainer, on top of just being a part of this constantly growing prestigious brand, an elite brand. Like I said before, it's like invite only. Like he don't let everybody in. So, for me, for us to get it done, like it was match made, man. I was happy about it.
This is MJ we're talking about here, man. Regarded as the best, to me, the best basketball player ever to play. His name, stature speaks for itself. But B, what is something? Is there something that Jordan might have said to you in the pitch to continue, doing business with him? Is there anything that resonated with you? Anything that stood out that he might have said? You heard?
You know what? It was funny because during negotiations, at one point he was like, "Just get it done, like just get it done, like I just like just get it done."
That's
right. And so like that part of it made me like okay, yeah, he really wanted me, like he wanted me to be a part of the brand. And so and granted, we made everything work, and now It was nothing like he really said to me, but to know that he said that on the outside looking in, like that was cool. And that was comforting to know, to know that a brand wants you, a brand wants to utilize you. They want to be able to put you out there and be able to, uh, really establish your brand, because that's what I'm trying to do. I want to establish my brand bigger than, what it is now. And what better way to do that than with the biggest brand probably in the game right now.
For sure, Brad. I'm old enough to remember, man, where you were getting passed up for All-Star games, All NBA. Brad, I remember those days, man. You were putting up the
You
numbers.
remember one, Chris? We
I'm
were
old enough to
struggling.
remember that.
We were struggling.
You know what I mean? Now you've gone somewhere. You've covered some ground now where MJ is like, just get it done. So that speaks to the hard work, man, because I know how frustrating that period was for you. And to get to the point now where the Wizards, you guys are tearing it up, second in the conference as of right now. I'm gonna get to that, but you got a new logo as well. Can you tell me about that logo?
Yes. So a part of my brand is also dropping a new logo of mine. Kind of give you a little explanation behind it. So I'm big on art. Uh, I love to study art. I love abstract art, and I've always kind of been like that since I was a kid. And now I'm growing into it as an investor now. Now we make a little money, Chris. We want to start investing in art now.
I
So
understand. I understand. I'm
uh,
not there yet, but I understand. Go ahead.
So along those lines, like, a logo is a representation of you. It's who you are. You want it to pop out at, your customer, at your fan. And then also it has to be able to tell a story, about who you are, what you represent. And so my logo personally, things that I'm big on is family. Who am I? I have 5 brothers. My parents are still married. Now I have a wife and 2 boys now. So I'm very big on family. And so I went with the crest/shield idea.
Gotcha.
And so it starts as a big B. A big B is the outer representation of the shield. And then it migrates into a smaller B in the inner shield, which is me, right, for my name. The last name is always bigger than the first name, right? And that's kind of how I always view myself. Like, the family's bigger than me. And there's a lot of things in life. That's kind of how I am. I always kind of put things bigger than just myself. Uh, then within the little B is a lightning bolt. And so people know me as a silent assassin. And so, lightning strikes. You hear it later, thunder. And so that was definitely a dope kind of concept to throw into there. And then the 2 B's intertwined together. So the whole logo in itself is just in one stroke of a pen, which I love too. You don't pick up the pen. It's just, one big smooth flow. And that's kind of a representation of my game. And so the 2 B's mixed together ended up making a 3, which is my number. And so it was just a really perfect, crispy logo. So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it.
That's dope, B. I'm happy for all your success, man. Like I said, I've seen it, come full circle, man. So it's good to see good brothers being rewarded for the hard work. And
Oh,
so
man.
let's get on the court, B. Let's get on the court, man. I would
Let's
be
do it.
lying to you. I would be lying to you, B, if I said I thought you guys will be in this position right now 2 months into the season. I'll be lying, B. I'll be lying, man.
I
I didn't.
appreciate your honesty.
Hey, B. You hit. Sometimes you hit
Hey,
me up, man. That's what I think, and
for
I try
sure.
to keep it real. I didn't see this, man. So I
For
want your
sure.
honest opinion. Did you
Honestly,
see this in training
honestly,
camp?
in camp, you could see spurts, but I didn't think we would click like we are. And granted, we're still not even there. Like, we still messing up in so many areas of the game. But I think it's the collectiveness to buy into what Coach West wants us to do. And it's very difficult to do that when you have 8 new guys to the team.
Yeah.
Right? And granted, the beauty of it is that there's no big egos, right? We don't have to worry about, who's getting this amount of shots, who's getting this amount of minutes. We have versatility and depth at each position. We're playing like 10 to 12 guys.
I see that, yeah.
Right? Which is, one, is kind of tough to do, right? You don't really see a lot of teams do that, but we're pulling it off and we're able to do that because we have that much versatility and guys are ready to go.
Yeah.
Like we have that competition in camp. off in practice, and it's crazy how it's carrying over into the game, and we're not even playing perfectly. Like I know I'm playing like ass right now. Like I know I'm not even scratching the surface of what I can, you know, play as. But to see us rack together these wins, play well down the stretch, close out games, and us not even one be healthy fully. Right, we're still missing Rui. We're missing Thomas Bryant.
Yeah.
Right, we just got Bertans back. So like to one, not even be healthy, but then two, not even have our full continuity together is really telling. So me personally, I didn't think we would be here, but we are where we are and we riding their waves.
Yeah, and like you said, you're not having, there's a lot of guys that's getting off to slow starts. You're not the
For sure.
only one. James Harden, Damian Lillard over there. It's I don't know what is it about that, Bill? Like, all right, I talked to Dame a little bit. He has some issues with the ball, but
Yeah.
he having some abnormal. What's your? Is there anything that you would pinpoint? I know. Listen. I know you're not using these things as a scapegoat. I'm just asking honestly, just as
Yeah.
a ball player, what are some of the things that's kind of contribute to your slow start?
Uh that is it's funny everybody's saying the ball because everybody's complaining about the ball.
Mhm.
Everybody's been complaining about the ball. It is I credit some of that, but I'm not trying to make that as an excuse because hell, it's shit. Look at Steph. Steph out here shooting the leather off the ball. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
I hear you.
you still got cats who are still shooting clips. So, but it is
That,
tough.
that
That
don't
that
that don't
that
mean
new
it's
joint
not an
is
issue though. Yeah, Brad, that don't mean it's not an issue though. Just because one player is playing, you guys
yeah.
used to playing with the
It's
balls.
I mean because I've noticed it's not just me. A lot of guys shooting percentages are slipping and it's a lot more turnovers, a lot more losing that handle. So I see it too. Um,
Okay.
but it's definitely that. But then it's for me, it's also transitioning from last year and the year before, right? I went. I'm really going from a 30-point score, right, every single night to playing, I guess, winning basketball in a way,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because my whole concern is winning. Like everybody know I can score. I've proven that the last few years. And so my whole mindset was, okay, how can I win, right, consistently, right? How can we be a top 3 seed team in the East, right? And the biggest thing is the moves we made, right?
Yep.
I don't have to do everything no more,
Hmm.
right? Because I would have to score 30 to stay in the game,
To stay in the game, exactly. Yeah,
not win the
takes its
game, just
toll.
stay in the game,
Yeah. Yep.
right? I don't have to do that as much now, right? I can focus on my defensive efforts, right? I can focus more on playmaking, right? And which teams are doing. Teams are still doubling me. Teams are still trapping us. The teams are still denying, right? And so with that, I have more versatility and more firepower that I can depend on and get the ball
There you
to.
go. Yeah, and I would imagine, especially when it comes playoff time, you're gonna have a lot more energy. In those clutch moments. You're
And
not
and
exerting.
and that's what and I think my biggest word for me this year is patience. It's patience. Because it'll come. Like I'm getting doubled a lot, so it's forcing me to pass. Like I'm pass, 6, 8, 9 assists, right? Every other night.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, okay, this is different. It's like, okay, this is a different part of my game that I'm kind of exploring. And it's tough because I'm trying to decipher when to be that killer, go score, go score, go score.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't always have to do that because you have Pope out here who can shoot threes, right? You have Kuz who's versatile, 6'10", who can finish at the rim and pop out, shoot threes. You have Spence who can shoot threes, do the same thing. Right. You have Big Gaff who can catch lobs and finish in the paint. Right. I have options. I have places I can go on top of me being able to get mine off. So it is tough trying to decipher between the two because it's me exploring more of a playmaking side of my game.
Yeah, and that's another thing. New coaching system, new philosophy. You
Yeah.
gotta adjust to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to add that in as well. So you mentioned all the new guys: Kuz, Dinwiddie, Montrez.
Hmm.
Dang, who? KCP. Those probably the biggest key acquisitions. I want to ask you about this, Bill. because you always, especially these last few years, you've been left on the island out there. And your name is always somebody who's always came up over the last couple of years, or who's the next big star to go somewhere.
Mhm.
I wanted to know, what were you thinking when you got word that Russell Westbrook wanted out, and again that you would be in a position again where you were solo? What was your initial thoughts then?
Uh, my initial thoughts was I was happy for Russ because he wanted to. Like, I'm always happy for a player that they do what they want to do and what's best for their family. Like, I had a joy of playing with him. Like, I had no problem with it. Like, um, for one. But my initial thing was, okay, if I'm going to be here, what are we getting back? Right. That was my first thought. It wasn't like, okay, I'm out of here too.
Gotcha.
Right. Which it could have been. It could have very well been. But I was like, okay, well, I gave Shep that opportunity. Right. I said, okay, well, what are we getting back for it? Right. What are his options that he wants to go to, or what teams are looking to really offer us the best package? And he brought some to me, and then ultimately we landed on LA. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a really great relationship with KCP. I've known him since high school days. We're in the same class. I've known him forever. We're really great friends. His wife and I are great. His wife and my wife are great friends. I love Trez as a dog because you need one of those on your team. And look what he's doing now is paying off, right? And I love Kuz because it was going to give Kuz an opportunity to get out of that, the shadows.
Yeah.
Right? It was going to allow him to be able to flap his wings a little bit and be able to show who he can be. Right? And granted, that could have been a risk for me in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know any of these guys. I never played with them. Really, the only one I knew was Pope. But I never really played with them. But from the outside looking in, I knew what type of guys they were. And I trusted that going into, okay, we can make this work on the floor. Right? Everybody's, oh man, Trez pops off. Trez is a high head. You know, da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, I can do that too. I can be like that too. Right? And
This is true.
so like, I'm like, I can, I can control him, and he can, we can not necessarily control him, but I can, like, okay, I can level him down.
For sure.
Right? If that's the case, right? And he can bark back at me. If he needs to bark, he can bark at me, right? So having that relationship, and then having a relationship with Pope, right? And then I developed and established one with Spencer during the summer, right? Which was the ultimate thing was, damn, who's gonna play the point? Right? We didn't have any point guards. So the point guards, we were running out of options. For a minute, Kalo got off the board. Forgot who went after that. I think Conley went back to Utah. And so you're looking like, okay.
You're thinking big at that point. You're thinking big with, those are the top 2 point guards in free agency.
Those are the top 2. So you're like, okay, you got to really get on your horse. And so you look at Spence, you're like, okay, well, Spence just had, he just had his injury. So that's a risk, right? But you've seen what Spence was able to do the year before in Brooklyn, right? And then on top of that, his size. It's a 6'6" point guard, right? You can't just negate that. He has one of the first best quick steps in the league, finishing at the rim. And he's a sidestep shooter out here from 3. So I'm like, okay. I like our team. I like the team, right? We ain't got like crazy stars. We ain't got no all-stars, like all NBA guys. Like, but I like our team, right? And on top of, for me, it was like, we can allow Rui and Denny to develop.
Good point. Good point.
Right? And on top of that, it creates a competition as well to push them, because they didn't have that last year. Right? We threw them in the fire, and we're expecting, we threw them out there in a whole new game, whole new system, a whole nother language to them again. Right? And we threw them into the fire, and they have to learn this. And it's like, we're trying to teach them on the fly, and you have a guy in year 13 in Russ who wants to win now. right? He wants to win now. He wants things done now. Like he was just in Houston. They went to the conference finals, right?
Yep.
So he's at that point, which is what we're trying to get to. But you see, we were some steps away,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
For sure.
Which is why ultimately, okay, I understood and respected Russ for his decision. But when it came back, I'm like, okay, I see the pieces we have. You can make this work. You turn one guy into 5 guys, like 5 useful guys.
Yeah. You got a different mentality, B. You got a different mentality. A lot of guys look at that situation and say, okay, this is my time to exit because you've been dealt you've been dealt this hand more than once. You've been dealt it. But this what patience gets you, and man, I'm happy for you because you're doing it your way. And that's
It's,
at the end of the day, that's what it's about, man.
I would be lying, Chris, if I said it was easy. Because it's not. It's good days, it's bad days. Right? It's good days, it's bad days. It's days I think about, oh, what it would be like being on another team. You got to think,
Yeah,
I have new teammates every year.
yeah. I know. Yeah.
And all I know is DC. Right? And so all these guys tell me, oh, how it is here, how it is there, how it is there.
Mm,
Right? And I hear that. Right? I collect some mental notes. Right? But part of me tries to, okay, let me try to implement some of that stuff here. Why can't we do that here? Right? Why can't we be that team here? Right? And so we trying to establish that, right? And it's all crazy because this is West's first year, so he's learning on the fly, right?
Wes
How he,
Unseld, yeah, give everybody give him. I want to make sure I shout him out. Wes
yes,
Unseld finally got a head coaching job. Wes Unseld Jr. finally got a head coaching job, doing a phenomenal job. But go ahead, B.
most definitely. After 26 years working in the league,
Mm,
26 years, he finally got his
crazy.
crack. So to be able to see how much we're learning on the fly with new coach, new players, like it is really admirable. But I'd be lying if I said it was easy. It is definitely it is it is a lot to learn because you're doing it on the fly,
Yeah.
but you're having success, so you're having fun with it and you're figuring it out, and that's the beauty of it, right?
And
It's
the
been
fact
dope
that and the fact that like you got better ball to play, so that's going to even
for
make you
sure.
guys even more of a potent offense and just a better team. But going back to you know the trades and all everything that was made, there was also a big looming decision. Bill, you know I got to hit you with this. You got a big max extension on the table.
Mm.
It was presented to you, officially presented to you near the, I believe, what, I don't know, last month or something like that.
Mhm.
Brad, I don't mean to do my let me see. Are you familiar with Fat Joe when he goes live sometime, Brad? And it's like
I think so.
what
You
what
gotta remind
what
me.
he when he like, this is exclusive. This is exclusive. Bill, what are you gonna do, Bill? What you got, Max? You like your situation. You have plenty of opportunities to leave.
Mhm.
What are you gonna ultimately do? You got time. It's not something you gotta make a decision on now, but
Yeah.
that max is on the table. What's going on?
It's basically what you just said. I got time, right? And so, like, I kind of hold the cards right now, and I've never been in this position, right? And so I'm kind of embracing that, right? Being able to, okay, kind of dictate how I want my future to be and where I want it to be. Um, and at the same time, I'm giving Shep that opportunity to show that it's working,
Mm,
right? But at the same time, I'm not going to make that grand commitment and it doesn't work,
got you.
right? And
Got you.
so ultimately, you have to be selfish, right? At some point, and for probably the first time in my career, year 10, I am. Uh, and so I'm kind of taking advantage of it in a way. But obviously, my full commitment is to the team, right? I want it to work. You know what I'm saying? I've contributed to being here, right? I've committed to being here twice, right? And so
Yep.
now, I want to see that commitment to me as well. That we can create a winning team here and winning environment here. And granted, I'm a part of that, so I got to make sure that I'm stepping up and doing my thing too, just as well.
And you're not going to be swayed by the just the early good start that you guys are having. This has to be something that
It has to be
that is
consistent.
sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be sustainable for sure. And that's why I say we have to nip all of our little things in the bud now, because some of our wins we won't be able to sustain those type of wins against really good teams, right? We play Golden State like that, we're gonna get waxed. Like we can't do certain things on the floor that we've been doing. So, but it's the flip side of it too. Like to see that we're able to rally these wins together. And that's just a testament to the guys we have, the vets, the proven vets in KCP and Kuz. They both have rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
They know how to play in the playoffs. They know how to play down the stretch. Trez, same thing. Spence, same thing. All these guys have their experience. And so it makes it that much bittersweet, to see that we're making it work. But we still got some things we need to clean up in order for us to be that really, really good team we want to be.
For sure. That's a good point. You dropped some knowledge right there and insight right there. So I definitely appreciate that. Brad, I spoke to one of your agents before this, Reggie Brown, your brother Reggie Brown.
My dog.
He's a funny dude, man. He's a funny. He
He
has.
keep a quote for you. He keep a
That's
quote
what I'm
for you.
saying. All those cliches. He's always tell me. So he told me I was with him in summer league in Vegas, watching one of his guys play. It might have been. Did Lance play summer league with anybody? No, maybe it wasn't Lance, but somebody. And he was like, "Yeah, this guy." He was trying to sell me on a player. This
Mhm.
guy, he could play. His jumper is wet like Michael Phelps swimming or something. I don't know, or something like
Yeah,
that.
right.
What are some of the cliches he says that sticks out to you, Bree?
Yeah, man, my favorite one that I always say, like if I have like a bad shooting night and a reporter's like, B, you didn't really shoot it well tonight. You had some misses. And I'll be like, well, the last I checked, a miss is a lady. I don't know what a miss is, a miss is a lady.
That's
So
right.
I stole that from
That's
Reg when
right.
Reg
Yeah, I
told me
was
that.
here.
I'm like, you
Okay.
know what? That creates my amnesia, that creates my
For
amnesia from the
sure.
game.
For
I
sure.
said, so I'm gonna steal that. He got a bunch of them. Like when he shoot jumpers. Whenever he shoot his jumper, he call it ceiling fan because his high arc is like it's just scraped the ceiling fan. I said, man, this dude. I said, he got a million sayings, man.
Man, he
But
be having
Reg,
me
he got him
die.
copy. He got to copyright them joints, man.
Man, he be having me die like E40, man. All these cliches and sayings, man. Golly. I got a few more for you, B.
Yeah.
You're a guy, you don't talk much, you don't advertise what you're doing in the community, but you do a lot of things back at home, St. Louis. Um, what is and I'm being real here. I know there's a lot of guys this time of year where their PR firms pushes an agenda to get them out there to show that they're doing like I know because I've heard it time and time
Mhm.
again. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
know all the work that you put in back to your city. Why is that? Why is that so important? And what are some things that you're getting ready for? As we're in the midst of the holiday season.
It's always important to me, Chris, because me personally, I didn't have it growing up, right? Granted, I have an unbelievable support system with my family. Right? I have two parents still together, four brothers. Like that's how we grew up. My four brothers were my best friends, right? That was us. But in growing up in St. Louis, everybody knew everybody, right? And everybody rooted for me to be successful. Everybody rooted for the next man to be successful and for us all to make it out respectfully, because we had two options just like everybody else.
Yep.
So for me to take advantage of it, it was like everybody kind of has that, yeah, we all made it mentality. And it's like we all didn't make it, but at the same time we did. And like I want to show that love back to my city because this is where I'm from. Like that'll never change. Right. I want to be able to do things that weren't done for me when I was a kid. Right. I want to be able to do things for my son, right, or for my nephews. And so it's people always kind of have it misconstrued of whether or not it's like an obligation to get back. Like sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Some people are, you have to think how well off you are, right? And so for me, going to do a camp, going to do a food drive, going to see kids in hospitals, going to, give away turkeys, going to Walmart and spending however much it costs to buy everybody's gifts that day. Like that just enlighten somebody else's day. That's all it takes for me. Like I don't want
and a
anything.
a lot of that be you don't put that in the press. Like
Because it's like
why?
Because I don't like I'm very like for me it's all about I want God to see it, right? I don't care who else sees it. Like that's who I'm doing this for, right? And that's my service, right? That's why I'm down here. Right? I'm not here. Like granted, I appreciate that support, and it's not like it's not like I'm not appreciative, like because we all are. Like I appreciate the support. You want to be able to showcase that that's what I'm doing, but that's not the reason that I'm doing it, right? It's not the reason. I can care less about what stations did, what reporters did. Like my thing is, can I impact this family? How can I help this family? Right. But that's like because that's your legacy. Like to me, that's my legacy. Your legacy is what lasting impact can you leave on somebody? Right. Just like basketball, what lasting impact can I leave on this game? Right. You may get a ring, you may not get a ring. Yeah. Right. You may make a lot of money, you may not make a lot of money. But what impact did I have on my teammates? What impact did I have on this game? Right. What impact did I have on these coaches? Right. Was I an awesome teammate? Was I fun as hell to play with? Was I hard to guard? Right. That's kind of my legacy and how I think about it.
I respect that, bro. I respect that. Real talk, man. Real talk. I want to ask you about this, B, before I get you out of here. When it's all NBA time, voting time, and there's a lot of money tied in to there's a lot of money tied into who makes these all NBA teams, man. You've been you've been what people
Hey.
B, let me get the question. B, what's up, man?
Go ahead.
Oh man, look, bro, you been, this is a part where I have my opinions on it, just the process about it. Take me through your thought process on how this plays out. I personally don't like that myself or my peers are the ones that dictate who gets these millions and millions like that. That's tough. And I get calls from, I get calls later on and towards the end of the season. Want to know where I stand.
Chris, what's going on, man? That costing me 60, 70.
Hey, I'm only one voter. Come on, I only can do so much. But B, what do you have a problem with the process? I mean, the system the way it is, and if you do, what can we do to change that?
It is tough, man, because when you're voting for, it's tough for All-Star and All-NBA. They're definitely two different groups, right? But in ways they're similar because they're the same caliber players, right? And it's tough when we're talking $60 to $70 million. Right. Like that's granted, we make a lot of money. We already make life-changing money, right? We all can retire. Hopefully we all take care of our stuff. We'll be all right. But that's 60 and 70, you're not getting it back.
Man.
But hope maybe one day down the line, but you're not getting that back. And so I'm not mad that you and your peers have a vote, but I do hate the criteria of it that you guys' vote accumulates for whether or not somebody misses out on their money. Like, I think it should be the players that decide that.
Okay.
Because, we vote for All-Star, and But I think all NBA should be, because we the ones who going up against each other on the night. We know.
And
We
it's
ain't
more
gonna
money. There's more money at stake for those all NBAs.
It's more money at stake. And granted, you might have some. You gonna have the guys hitting up their homies like, "Yo, I need you to vote for me. I need you." It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll probably be the same thing. But us as players, we know on the night, like, oh no, yeah, he's one of them.
But will the players do it right, B? Because I've seen.
You know what? I don't know if
I've
anybody would
seen
do it
some.
right.
Yeah, because I
Honestly.
see votes for players that don't even sniff the court, and they're getting all-star votes and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's by players.
I feel you on that too. So like, I don't really know if anybody would do it right. So what the criteria should be, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the money, like that's a lot of money. Like that's
how much money have you missed out on due to that?
Oh, probably roughly the same, maybe.
See?
Granted, if I'm blessed, if I'm blessed, all goes well. The next one could be that.
Okay, yeah,
but
for sure.
When Dame made his is when I could have signed mine.
Got you.
If I would have made all NBA the same year Dame made his, we would be on the same timeline.
Got you.
So but I still had 2 years. Remember, I still had like 3 years left on my original deal.
Yeah.
Before
so you got to get it. You got to get it this all NBA this year.
No,
too.
So that's what's crazy about the CBA. So after year 6 or 7, you don't make all NBA. You it doesn't matter if you like, because I made all NBA last year, but it didn't matter because they say you're closer to year 10, and once you hit year 10.
Oh yeah, that loophole. Okay, got you. Okay, see, and that's what I'm saying, Bill. You're. People will say, man, Bradley makes a ton of money. He's made a ton of money of his 10-year career. Hey, man, those all NBA bonuses, man, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt anybody. So again, I don't know what can be done, but I just wanted to, from a player's perspective, just to get your take on.
I don't know what could be done. I'm gonna be honest.
You feel like we do? Do you feel like we do a?
I think you guys are fair. I think you guys. I think y'all be close. You might miss 1 or 2. It ain't gonna be like, it don't be outlandish.
Yeah. Okay.
It may be 1 or 2. It's always gonna be 1 or 2 people who are gonna be, frustrated or think it should go the other way. You
made third team last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I had you second or third team.
Yeah.
Okay. Brad, brother, every time you come on, man, I love you. Got so much. You an old soul. That's what it is, man. You got old soul, man. You could talk that stuff, man. I appreciate you, brother, your friendship and everything, man. And I wish you much success. You guys are doing your thing right now. Hopefully you keep it up because you deserve it. You one of those rare, loyal guys, man, that really gives the franchise organization like every opportunity to do right, and it's looking like that's going to be the case. But we'll see. Like you said, you want to see sustainability, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you always, Chris. It's always fun.
Always a pleasure, bro. This is Washington Wizards superstar Bradley Beal here on the Posted Up with Chris Haynes podcast here on Yahoo Sports. Check him out. Follow him wherever you at, man. He's just a wonderful guy inside and out. Y'all take care. Hope y'all happy holidays. Take care. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.